This was the scene a little over 5 hours ago on the campus of Smithson Valley High School. The Rangers faithful braved wet, rainy conditions to give the Rangers their send-off as they began their trip from Spring Branch up I-35 to a sunny McLean Stadium here on the campus of Baylor University for their next step on the road to state, a date against the Angleton Wildcats. And good afternoon from Waco, Texas, here on the campus of Baylor University. Along with Brian Hill, my name is Roland J. Reese. And Brian, we've seen a couple of back-to-back, been privileged enough, I guess we should put it, to watch a couple of back-to-back dominant performances by this Smithson Valley squad.
Yeah, you really have two different paths to get here with these two football teams. Fortunately, Smithson Valley has, won comfortably in all four of their playoff games thus far, whereas Angleton, their last 6 ball games have all been one possession or less. And, that gives them a lot of confidence because they've won 5 out of those 6. And the only one they lost, that was in a district ball game against LaPorte, and they came back and avenged that last week and beat LaPorte. And so they're very confident that if it's the fourth quarter and, it's still a ball game, that they got a shot to win it. So.
Well, the Rangers have won the toss. They defer to the second half as Amaya gets set to kick this thing off from his own 40-yard line. We're just about set to get the state semifinals underway. And here we go. Knee taken in the end zone. Be number 4, Caden Edwards. Down the ball for Angleton. They'll have the ball first on offense, and they are led by Bryce Duron. 121 of 215, 1,895 yards passing to this point, 29 touchdowns and 6 picks. They're going to have to keep their eyes on Jamarcus Shockley, the running back, who has rushed for almost 1,500 yards coming into play this afternoon. And it is 1st and 10 for Angleton. Duron, the handoff. This is Shockley trying to get around the outside. Crosses the 25 down to around the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Angleton is similar to Smithson Valley, not necessarily the same schemes, but mindset-wise, they're a very run-oriented football team and set up the pass. And so they're not going to be in empty sets, and sling the ball around the yard. They're going to have tight ends. They're going to try to run the ball and then take play-action shots over the top. And so two similar style, offenses here today. And because of that, both running the ball, possessions are going to be at a premium. The clock is going to be running quite a bit.
Correction, Trayvon Waddy on the previous call there, 2nd and 8. This time across the 30, down to around the 31-yard line. Goes the running back, and this time Jamarcus Shockley gets the carry.
Yeah, it was they had a crease. They blocked it really well. But our backside defensive end, Barrow, does a great job of running it down from the backside. You can see a crease. PK's waiting there, but if Barrow doesn't run it down from the backside, we're making that tackle right at about the first down marker. So big stop there and bring up the first 3rd down of the game.
3rd and 4 for Angleton. The handoff, great defensive pursuit that time. Nothing doing there is coming over to make the stop. Big number 98, that's Caleb Sosa.
Yeah, great play by Sosa. Good to see him back in his 98 jersey. Looks like he remembered it this week. He wore 29 last week, but he's got his right number on, and that was a heck of a play. And a great job by the Rangers on the opening drive, forcing a 3-and-out, presumably, unless it's a fake punt. Rangers should have good field position for their first offensive possession.
Sosa, 59 tackles coming into play this afternoon, and that brings up a 4th down. Great defensive stop that time by the Rangers. Punter bobbles the football. This one handled at about the 35-yard line by the return man. It should be Davila across the 35 down to around the 37-yard line. And that's where Cade Spradling will bring the troops to the line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, great job. The punter bobbled. It took a long time to get it out, and because of that, the coverage team was well down there pretty good. So it didn't give Davila much of a chance to return it, but good job fielding it as always. The Rangers have decent field position about the 37, 38-yard line for their first offensive possession. And I bet you we'll see a heavy dose of running the ball, not just with Sowersby, but with Spradling as well.
Spradling, 846 yards carrying the football this season coming into play. 1st down. Here's the handoff to Sowersby. Straight ahead, banging his way across the 40, down to around the 41-yard line. before he's met there.
Yeah, and again, we talked about the similarities on offense for both teams. Defense-wise, too, Angleton is a 4-down team, much like Smithson Valley. They're more of a 4-2-5 as opposed to our 4-3, but they got 4 really good defensive linemen that's going to be tough to get movement on as well. So really on both sides of the ball, it's the battle of the trenches that that's going to be where the game is won today.
2nd and 8, they're going to give Sowersby a pair on that carry. This time Spradling's going to call his own number. He'll be wrapped up about the 40. He may be thrown ahead for a couple of tough yards. He's over to make the stop that time. It's Raiden Garcia from his linebacker position.
Yeah, the timing was just off. We had numbers, but the defensive end did a good job of blowing up our first puller, which didn't let Carvajal get around it and get to his guy. So Spradling kind of had to almost outran his blocker there. And so the guy who made the tackle, we had a hat for, but Carvajal just couldn't get there around that collision. So 3rd and 7 here for the Ranger offense.
Carvajal with the shift. Spradling looking downfield, unloads. Pass broken up. As a matter of fact, it was in and out of the hands of Landon Miles and almost intercepted. And that'll bring up a punting situation for the Rangers.
You see a little naked bootleg there. Actually get outside the defensive end. They cover it pretty well. I think he was trying to hit the drag route, number 2. But Miles, he's playing the flats. He gets his hands up. And, again, fortunate we wasn't intercepting, but a good play by him. So both offenses, a 3 and out, and we'll see if we can win the field position game here and get Amaya's tumble punt down there and not let them get a return.
Ryland Brown waits at his own 23-yard line for the Amaya punt. He'll return across the 25, the 30. Now to bounce at about the 35-yard line goes Ryland Brown.
That was a good return by him. I mean, we had Camacho actually made a tackle. Was going to pin him inside the 25, 20-yard line there, but broke that tackle, spun out of it, and was able to pick up another 10 to 15. So they have about a 9-yard better differential for their second drive is where they started from their first.
34-yard line is where Angleton will start this offensive possession. 1st and 10, as we mentioned, Duran, passing for almost 1,900 yards, 29 touchdowns. Carried the ball for 8 touchdowns coming into play this afternoon as well.
You can see us loading up the box. Stop the run.
There's the handoff, nothing there for Marcus Shockley. Be wrapped up very quickly.
I think that was Barrow again from the backside, but it's all caused by the penetration on the front side. Anytime they're running sweep, and they're trying to overload numbers, if we can get penetration on the front side, it works out well for us.
They work quickly once again. The give across the 40 before Miller brings down Shockley. Maybe they'll mark this at about the 41-yard line. Nice pickup, but that'll be a 3rd down for Angleton.
Yeah, very similar to their first drive. Their first play, they only got a couple yards. Then 2nd down, pretty successful to make it somewhat third and short. So just like last drive, about a 3rd and 3, Rangers got off the field with a big tackle by Souza. See if we can do it again.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. Here's a quick pitch. Shockley once again. I don't think he made it.
I think he's a little short. They tried a little funky formation. O-lineman actually out by the numbers and a little quick pitch out to him, but Rangers were ready for it, well coached, and they are going to be short. And so, but they're lining up with keeping their offense on the field. Unless they're just backing their punter up and he's going to quick kick it, but it's 4th and 1 on their own 42, 43-yard line.
It is 4th and 1. Yeah, it is a quick kick. So take a Wildcat bounce. Be downed inside the 15 at about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, and if it was, a little bit longer, 4th and 3, 4th and 4, I bet you we come after that punt because the punter is not protected unless he's over 11 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And so we can lay out, try to block those, and even if we run into him, he's treated like a quarterback as long as it's not late or to the head. So if Angleton does that again, I wouldn't be surprised if we got some guys laying out to try to block that thing.
Spradling brings out the offense for a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Ranger 14-yard line. Pair of receivers at the bottom of your screen, a single receiver to the top of your screen. Spradling calls for this. The quick pitch, this is Sowersby. Finds the corner at the 15, knocked out of bounds at about the 20. He's run out there.
Yeah, unique little play there. What we've run with multiple different people, kind of fake the quarterback run downhill and then a little flip backwards, and have Carbajal and the O-lineman pull out front. So this time it was to Sowersby. First time we've kind of done it to him. Usually done with wide receivers, but he was lined up in the slot, so got it to him, and good pickup on first down, 6 yards.
Camarion Nash ran him out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 4, line of scrimmage. Here's the Ranger 20. Spradling fakes the pitch, calls his own number across the 30. Spradling across midfield. Spradling is going to take it to the house. Smithson Valley on the board first in this state semifinal game.
Again, we got a penalty at midfield. It's well past the first down marker. I mean, it's 30 yards downfield, which is just silly if it truly is a penalty, because, I mean, when on a breakaway right there, there shouldn't be any block in the back or anything like that when he's broke it free. But, I mean, the line of scrimmage is at the 20 and the flag's all the way past the 50-yard line. So, I mean, it's going to be a first down and a big play, but.
Personal foul, number 56 of the offense. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. It's still first down.
Wow.
That's just that's a big mistake right there. Obviously taking a touchdown off the board, but, we still pick up a first down, and it ends up being about a gain of 15 or 20, but you erase points off the board and about 60 yards worth of offense in a big play. That's a huge penalty right there in a state semifinal game where possessions are going to be at a premium. And it's a really good defense, and you got to take advantage of every situation that you got. And, that's just a big penalty right there. I didn't see it. I don't know whether it was, malicious or they just kind of ran into each. I don't know. I didn't see it. I was watching Spradling in the end zone, so it was way behind the play.
Well, line of scrimmage now, the 38-yard line on this 1st and 10. Spradling. Pass complete. Across midfield. That's Brody Day. We get tripped up at about the 40-yard line. He's coming over to make the stop, Maurice Hightower.
Yeah, and much like we talked about, when Smithson Valley was on defense, they're going to load the box to stop the run. There you saw two. They're both inside backers up, mugging, and they brought them both. We're going to have some one-on-one coverage on the outside, and we're going to have some of those type of throws and catches in order to keep them honest and maybe get those safeties out of the box a little bit. But Angleton is loading up to stop the run, rightfully so. That's what we want to do. But that time it was just a simple slant route with separation from Day, and we're going to have to win some of those one-on-one matchups.
From the Angleton 32, it's 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Spradling calls his own number across the 30. Spradling will be brought down at about the 28-yard line. That is Caden Edwards from his linebacker position making the stop for the Wildcats.
A good little play there. Again, faked the little quick pitch out, similar to the one we scored on. And Angleton does a unique thing with their two interior D linemen. They play both one techniques, and they twist a lot, to try to stop the run. And, one guy take out two blockers, and then sometimes it helps him where he folds right into the play like that. But sometimes you saw in that long would-be touchdown run, they got nobody in that gap if they guessed wrong. So
Spradling will pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Spradling calls his own number once again. Gets it down to near the 25-yard line. I think he's going to be stopped at about the 26 as he's met there by a gang, basically. Caden Scott in on the stop for Angleton.
Excitable defense as well. You saw we had the long touchdown run. It got called back, and then the next play we get about a 30-yard chunk, and so they start blitzing. They get, they try to make something happen, after they've been beat a time or two.
Miller to the far side, Brody Day to the near side as they're getting instructions from the Smithson Valley coaching staff on this 3rd and 3. Spradling to give Sowersby. Sowersby's wrapped up. He's not going to get it. Big defensive play that time for Angleton. Coming over to make the stop, Camden Brown.
Yeah, man, that hurts. Obviously big 80-yard touchdown run by Spradling, taken off the board. We do a good job of still getting a first down and a big play to Brody to get within field goal range here, but that's just tough when points get taken off the board in a state semifinal game.
Going to spot this at the 33. This is about a 43-yard field goal attempt by Trent Amaya. The hold is down. The kick is up.
Missed it.
And this one is no good.
Yep. So we go from having a touchdown on the board to no points. That hurts.
So 4:06 remains here in the first quarter. We're scoreless in the state semifinal contest. McLean Stadium here on the campus of Baylor in Waco, Texas. Angleton. That does hurt to have points taken off the scoreboard, and you know that coaching staff's going to have a few things to say along those lines to watch the mistakes. 1st and 10. Garone with the keeper across the 30, down to around the 34-yard line before he's wrapped up there.
Angleton getting into a little bit of that Smithson Valley type running quarterback. When you do that, you get to add an extra block. You see the running back lead blocking for him. Great open field tackle by Davila, and then you got Piegler coming to finish him off, but still a good gain on 1st down, picking up about 8 yards.
Give him a pickup of 8. That's correct. Second and 2 now. Line of scrimmage is the Wildcat 34. Handoff coming near side. He's going to be wrapped up and thrown for a loss.
That's Souza, and
I believe that was Jammer on the carry. Zechariah Jammer.
Yeah, great penetration again. Anytime you can get penetration at the point of attack and not let them make that one cut and get downhill, it bodes well for you. And so far, Ranger D-line's doing a phenomenal job of teeing off. And, another 3rd series in a row where they got a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, loss of 1. It is 3rd and 3. Everybody inside for the Wildcats. The pitch. This time, defense coming. Diego Davila.
Yeah, great adjustment. They switched their strength. They moved two from a 4-man surface to one side, moved 2 guys over. Our defense switched real late, and Davila timed it perfect, came off the edge, and beat his defender for a huge tackle for loss. So after an 8-yard first down run, they go backwards 7 yards, and now it's going to be 4th and 9. Great stop by the Ranger defense.
Another spectacular play. We saw one last week with the interception by Davila, and this week again, rising to the occasion for a big stop. Here's the punt. Looked like that was, thought it was touched by one of the other men. Apparently not, and that'll be touched up by Zechariah Jammer. And Smithson Valley will go back to work on offense, 1st and 10.
Yeah, good field position at the 40-yard line. Cade, after that 80-yard run and then going back out on defense, he's going to get a breather, kind of regularly scheduled breather, it looks like. So we're going to see the sophomore Knutson in. Not as much of a runner. Not that he can't. It's not much of as a runner as Cade, but he can spin that thing. So see heavy dose of Sowersby running the ball and see if we can throw it as well.
Knutson himself, a fine quarterback, almost 1,000 yards coming into play this afternoon. 1st and 10, line of scrimmage, the Smithson Valley 40. Here's Knutson, play action, looking downfield, looking for Day. Day's got it! Brody Day at the 20-yard line before he's brought down.
What a throw and what a catch. Just enough air to get it over the top of the backside safety, and Day kind of goes up and high points it, and I think the defender maybe even gets a fingertip on it, but Day snatches it right away from him. Great job of securing it. Big play opening about a 50-yard gain on 1st down. So Rangers inside the red zone again. See if we can come away with points this time.
1st and 10. Smithson Valley line of scrimmage is the Angleton 20. Knutson. They give to Sowersby. Across the 20, he'll bang out for a couple of tough yards before he's met there, and on the stop, Caden Edwards among others. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 19. It'll be 2nd and 9. Break huddle. Miller. Also Preston Baker come to the near side. Day out to the far side. Knutson's looking for Brody Day. Has him across the 15, down around the 14. Angleton saying they've got the football. We'll see what this call is.
Yeah, it was a catch by Day, and then as they were rolling on the ground, the DB kind of wrestled it away from him, so he thinks it's an interception, but referees are marking it, and now they're talking about it. I hope they don't give this to them because Brody caught it, and as they were on the ground rolling around, the defender rips it away from him, and Angleton's saying it's an interception. It shouldn't be.
Well, we'll check.
But the longer the referees talk about it, the worse it is for us.
Yeah, still awaiting a decision on that. As you were mentioning, Brody Day made the catch. And Angleton saying they have it, and they do.
God, it's a bad call. It's 2 times they've been bailed out. Look at the replay here.
Interception. The defensive back possessed the ball before going to the ground in contact. First down.
Well, there's the call.
That's 2 SV drives that gotten big plays and not gotten any points out of it.
So that's a rare turnover for the Smithson Valley offense. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the 13-yard line. Here's Jerome dropping back, looking downfield, just throws this away.
Yeah, great coverage downfield. And I think that was maybe their first pass attempt of the ball game. So they're a heavy run team, and then that time they tried to go for a big play on first down play action, but secondary was not fooled, and we had some pressure. So smartly, quarterback throws it away. So now it's 2nd and 10.
That is the case. Single receiver either side for quarterback Bryce Durone. Lone back Shockley in the backfield with him. Whistles, and this is going to stop the play.
False start.
This one, false start on the offense.
77. A 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So instead of 2nd and 10, this should bring up a 2nd and about 15.
Yeah, inside the 10-yard line, you'd love to hold them here and not let them get out, and that way, if they do punt and we got great field position again, see if the defense can come up big.
Once again, single receiver either side for quarterback Bryce Durone. Here's the handoff straight ahead. Banging out to near the 15-yard line goes the running back.
Yeah, picks up the penalty yard plus about 1 or 2, so it's going to be 3rd and 8. Again, Angleton not a super dynamic passing team, so we'll see what they do here, whether they want to play it conservative and see if they can get it on a run or whether they want to put the ball in the air with Smithson Valley's pass rush, but that's going to end the first quarter.
Now
That is the end of the first quarter.
We've got one in the books from the state semifinal game in our score. Smithson Valley nothing, Angleton nothing. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on the Rangers Network. Ryan Hill, Roland James Reese with you here at our state semifinal contest on the campus of Baylor University, McLean Stadium, on a sunny December.
Yeah, I can't ask for a more beautiful day and a beautiful setting in mid-December. It's always a roll of the dice on the weather, but it is sunny and 75 in beautiful Baylor Stadium.
3rd and 8 now for Angleton. They've got a man in motion. Fakes a handoff, quick out, pass complete. It's hauled in by Jay Sean Sanders. Again, he'll get the ball out to about the 20-yard line for Diego Davila, among others, coming over to make the stop. That'll bring up another 4th down situation. So, Brian, it's safe to say that Smithson Valley defense has certainly done their good job stopping the offense of Angleton to this point.
Yeah, I mean, 4 possessions, and they haven't got a first down yet. And so Smithson Valley defense doing its part. And the Ranger offense is moving it, but just a mistake, missed field goal, and then a turnover inside the red zone. Ranger offense is moving the ball, just not haven't been able to capitalize.
There you go. Ball out of the punter's hands. He gets it away. Rangers are going to have incredible field position to start this drive.
Yeah, and that's their starting quarterback who also plays punter, so that's kind of surprising. It didn't look like a terrible snap. It just looked like it was a little bit to the right, but just went right through his hands. And I thought, in those kind of broken plays, I was worried that maybe he'd find someone downfield, but he tries to punt it, and it goes directly laterally, so the Rangers are going to have the ball at the 9-yard line.
Wow. Great field position for Smithson Valley. This one almost gift wrapped just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, I bet you we get a heavy dose of Cade running the ball down here inside the 10-yard line. Add a blocker and let Cade run that thing into the end zone.
1st and goal, Rangers. Spradling with Miller and Day at the receiver. Here's the give. Trying to find the corner and nothing doing there.
Yeah, had a miscommunication up front on a double team and just let somebody go free. And, it's a really good defensive line, and so it's hard enough to block them, but we kind of let somebody right at the point of attack. They twisted, and then right there, number 90 and 13 kind of come in free. So, starting on the 9-yard line, but on 1st down, lose 3 yards. Now 2nd and goal from the 12.
Yeah, the left side of their line in Brendan Mack, defensive end, and defensive tackle Camden Brown. 2nd and goal, line of scrimmage is the 12. Spradling fakes the handoff, puts it away, but he'll be wrapped up and thrown for a loss at about the 19-yard line once again. Mack and Brown for Angleton.
Yeah, they kind of came with an exotic blitz, looped a linebacker route. We were running that naked quarterback thing that's been so successful for us, but number 23, I don't think it was necessarily a great read. It was a called stunt by him, and he just happened to kind of fall right into that play, and then a good tackle. So, Rangers have gone 8 yards back here. We got 3rd and goal from the 18.
Yeah, correction. That wasn't Brown. That was Raiden Garcia from his linebacker position in on that stop. 3rd and goal now from the 18-yard line. Spradling looking end zone, looking in the direction of Miller.
Yep, penalty.
Get it out of his hands. Penalty markers.
Yeah, we ran a sluggo and go, and the corner was beaten. He reached out kind of grabbed the waist around PK, slowed him down. I really do think PK right there reaches out and grabs him. Maybe y'all aren't seeing the same replay as we are, but it's a replay out on the stadium screen. Reaches out and delays his progress. I think PK might catch that ball if he's not held, but.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 21. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
So that'll give the Rangers a new set of downs and a new life.
Yeah, exactly where they started the drive. So it's 1st and goal at the 9, just like it was after 3 plays. So see if we can get some positive yardage on 1st down. We went backwards 2 plays in a row. See if we can get something downhill and make them pay for those exotic twists and stuff like that. We haven't been able to get the edge yet. They're pretty quick. See if we get right downhill at them.
Miller, Day, and Sowersby go flanked out to the right side. On this 1st and goal, Spradling calling his own number. Banging inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line before he's brought down.
Here it is. Spread them out. We had 3 wide receivers up to the top. Running back was out there. Fullback was lined up that way, so they had to put numbers out to the field. Then we run quarterback counter back the other way. Cade lowers his shoulder and picks up a good gain on 1st down for 5 yards.
It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 4. Maurice Hightower from his cornerback position coming over to make the stop on the senior Smithson Valley quarterback. 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage now, the 4-yard line. Miller in motion. Fakes the pitch. Spradling the keeper. He'll bang down to about the 1.5 yard line, right in that area.
A really good tackle by their safety. We got it all the way down to the safety, and that was the safety number 0, Ryland Brown. You see in the replay right there. Can't account for a safety, and usually Cade's run those guys over. He does, but the safety does a good job of wrapping up the leg. So, Rangers, after all these possessions of not getting anything, you got to be thinking maybe Coach Hill's thinking 4-down territory here. We ain't kicking no field goals.
They're actually marking this at the 3, so it's 3rd and 3. Spradling looking in zone. Pass complete. Touchdown, Brody Day. And the Rangers on the scoreboard with 8:31 remaining before halftime.
Yeah, they came out in quick lineup and didn't give the defense time to set up. Overloaded the set. Ran it's a flood concept. He actually had fullback out in the flats I thought he was going to throw to, but he looks inside. Brody, you see right there, Sowersby kind of clears it, and I thought he was going to throw there, but he throws back against it, and Brody's right there. So it's nice to see the Rangers paying off the turnover by the offense or by the defense.
Amaya with the extra points. And the Rangers, one way or another, draw first blood on this state semifinal game. 7-0 on top of Angleton. We'll be back with more right here on the Rangers Network. Well, following a muffed punt, for the most part, by Angleton, Smithson Valley with a couple of shots from the 9-yard line. They got a hands to the face penalty, or face mask penalty, to give them a new set of downs at the 9. And finally, 3-yard touchdown pass to Brody Day gets the Rangers on the scoreboard, 7-0 with 8:31 on the clock before halftime. Amaya kicking this off. High end over in. Handled by Zechariah Jammer. He's dropped right away.
Yeah, a little bloop kick there. They have a big separation between their deep guys and their next line, so he tried to drop it right in that little window where nobody was. Actually did a good job of recovering, falling back, and catching that. But we go down there, have great coverage, and actually tackle him at the 24. So, one more yard than if he'd have fair caught it.
Camacho, good job on special teams. Line of scrimmage is going to be the 24-yard line for Angleton. See if they have an answer in them as they send 2 receivers to the far side on this 1st and 10. Big to give, play action, ball swatted away. I believe that was Barrow coming over to make that big swat.
Yeah, Barrow, and we had good coverage too. They ran a little bootleg trail, and we actually had it covered pretty well, which is why the quarterback held on to it for just a count longer. And Barrow was able to get there and get his hands up in the air and deflect it right there, right into his face. And a great job again. Angleton's trying to throw on 1st down to try to mix it up a little bit, but both times they've had great coverage and incomplete passes, and so they've kind of gotten behind the chains, so it's 2nd and 10.
Pair of receivers come out to the near side for quarterback Bryce Derone on this 2nd down and 10. Handoff. Shockley, they're going to stop the play right away. I think there should be procedure, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, the only way they blow the play dead is offense.
Offense, number 77. A 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That'll back it up. Well, just knocked down that play before they were able to get it off. Oh, they found the infraction, I guess, more accurate. Pair of receivers far side this time on a 2nd and 15 from the 19-yard line. Derone rolling out. Looking in the direction of Wesley Jackson, but the pass is incomplete. As we've noted, Angleton not necessarily known for throwing the football.
They're efficient because in the past their running game has been so good, and so therefore the play action, they've had wide open receivers and stuff like that. Well, because Smithson Valley's done such a good job of stopping the run, now they're kind of being forced to pass, and that's not really a situation they're comfortable in. They want to pass it when they want to, and right now they're having to do it 3rd and long here. They're going to have to do it again probably.
2 receivers to the far side, single receiver near side on this 3rd down. They unload looking in the direction of Jackson once again. Ball knocked away, great defensive play. P.K. Miller back there.
Yeah, had cover too, so we had a trail corner underneath with Haug. And then they tried to throw a hole shot, but PK gets over there in time and bats that ball away. So for the 5th straight possession, Smithson Valley defense forces a 3 and out. And we'll see if the Rangers can kind of get some momentum going back on offense. They're going to get great field position again if we can field this punt. And Rangers maybe, punch it in, make it a 2-score ball game. And the way the defense is playing, you got to love that.
And Derone on to punt this thing away for the Wildcats and does so.
Oh, gosh.
Weak punt that time. The ball will sail out of bounds in Angleton territory.
There's a flag right by the punter. We ran into him. Hopefully it's just a running into and not a personal foul. If it's just running into, it's only a 5-yard penalty, and they'll probably punt it again. If it's not a personal foul penalty, then it's an automatic first down.
Well, we're waiting on the call.
It's a big call right here.
Yeah, they want to make sure they get it right.
It's got to be a 5. They're over there talking to the head coach. Hey, do you want to redo the down and punt it again, or do you just want to take the results of your punt? So it's got to be a 5-yard penalty running into. Haug went in there, and I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to make a big play. He thought he had a chance to block it, and his momentum just kind of carried it into it. But they're going to say, you know what, after our last punt attempt where we bobbled the snap and stuff, we're just going to go ahead and take the results of the play.
Here we go.
Running into the kicker. Defense.
Running in.
Foul's been declined. First down.
Yeah, they didn't want to have to punt again. I mean, gaining the 5 yards, it still gets you at 4th and 10, and if you punt it again, you run the risk of what happened last time you punted, and so they just said, nah, never mind. But it wasn't a great punt, so the Rangers are going to get the ball in plus territory at the positive 45-yard line.
You know, normally when you have your quarterback that doubles as a punter, it could add that extra dimension that they could decide to fake it. But what we've seen right there is that they haven't been particularly efficient in the punting, the actual punting of the football.
I think that's why they have him back there, is for that ability. But the problem is other than one, they've had 5 punts, and other than one, all of them have been like 4th and 8 or more from their own into the field. So it's not really fake, scenario. So, but Rangers, great field position again. See if we can cap it off.
Haug out to the far side. Brody Day to the near side on this 1st and 10. Spradling fakes. Looks in the direction of Sowersby. Has him. Down to around the 42-yard line before he's wrapped up there by Landon Miles.
Yeah, and it was a good read by Cade. We tried to take a home run shot. We faked it, and Brody went in like he does a lot, and like he's going to block the safety, and just kind of waited for them to trigger, and then he went up. They didn't fall for it, so it was a good job by Cade of hitting the check down and at least getting something on first down there. So gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Haug once again out to the far side. On this 2nd down, here's Spradling. He'll keep it. Get out across the 40 to about the 37-yard line before he's wrapped up.
Yeah, good gain, another 3-4 yard gain, bringing up a 3rd and short. And again, we're in that little territory right there at the 38-yard line. Probably a little too far for a field goal, but maybe a little too close for a punt. And so might be thinking 4-down territory. So I bet you we run the ball 2 more times with let Spradling see if we can get that first down. But if it's a 4th and short, I bet you we go for it.
It's 3rd and 3. Here's Spradling. Here's the give. Wrapped up right away.
Again, they're just
running back Sowersby.
They're rolling the dice on defense. They're getting double mug up in there. Both linebackers are blitzing the A-gap. And, again, if you can crease that first level, there's nobody left. We saw that when Cade busted it for 80 yards. But at times it can make you look bad, too, because, they're right there, and there's a lot of solo blocks, and they get to start with momentum. So because of that loss, we're gonna punt it now because it's not a 4th and short. But at some point, I feel like we're going to break one of those for a long run like we saw Cade do, just because they are taking such a risk on the defense by blitzing everybody.
Raiden Garcia from his linebacker spot over on the previous stop. Amaya on to punt this thing away. So this takes a Ranger bounce inside the 10. So Smithson Valley's going to pin Angleton back at about the 6-yard line. That's where they'll go to work on offense, 1st and 10.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes left. It's important to close out this half. Really, Smithson Valley has kind of dominated the game, particularly on defense. But on offense has moved the ball, only has 1 touchdown to show for it. But, Angleton gets 1 drive together here and scores. All of a sudden, it's a real ball game. So if the Ranger defense can get off the field and the Rangers get 1 more, points on the board, 1 more drive before half and get the ball coming out for the second half. So this last 5 minutes is big for both teams closing out this first half.
Bryce Durone, the snap, the pitch. Not much there for Jamarcus Shockley. He'll get a couple before he's hit there. Haug looked like he came over on the stop along with Piegler.
Yeah, and it was a good job up front, stringing it out, and then Piegler wraps him up kind of around the legs right there, and then a great fit downhill from Davila from his safety spot. When your safety is making tackles at the line of scrimmage for no gain, you know that he's reading things well, and he's a great tackler. So 2nd and 10.
No gate on the play, 2nd and 10. Run with a single receiver either side. Once again, they're going to try to run to Shockley. This time, nothing doing there.
Spradling.
Cade Spradling with the stop on the Angleton running back.
And it was a good tackle, too. I mean, we had a safety back there, but if he gets past Cade, it's a one-on-one in the open field with the safety, but he's getting blocked, and he makes the tackle on a very tough runner. I mean, Jamarcus Shockley is a 1,500-yard rusher on the season, and to be able to tackle him one-on-one while getting blocked, that's a testament to Cade. And so 3rd and 12, we'll see if the defensive line can get after and get a big sack here.
Once again, Rangers looking for a big play for the defense. Derone rolling. He'll keep it. Miller over to make the stop inside the 10.
Our defense is flying around right now. Great coverage downfield. Nowhere for the quarterback to go. So he just has to pull it down and run. And PK arrives with bad intentions. Hits him right in the chest and decleats him. And that quarterback has taken some shots already this game. So, again, great 6 series in a row, 3 and out by the defense. Can't ask for anything better. Now we just got to capitalize on the offensive side. We're going to get the ball probably at about the 30 or 40-yard line. We need to go finish this drive off before half.
And Derone's got to stay into punt. Here he goes, gets his right foot into it. This one handled by Davila. Gets across the 40. To be knocked down about the 38-yard line. That's where Cade Spradling will bring the offense in to begin their next offensive series, 1st and 10.
And again, just another drive for the Rangers, starting with great field position. Angleton's, their best starting field position they've had is the 25-yard line after the opening kick and the fair catch. And Smithson Valley multiple times has had the ball past midfield, and this time we're starting at the 38-yard line. So Ranger offense can't ask for much better.
Spradling got Sowersby out there. Carbajal in as well. And 2 receivers to the near side. Day and Miller, 1st down. Fakes the give. He'll keep it himself and get out maybe inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. May lose 1 on that play.
Yeah, first time we kind of seen like a little zone read type of keep there. And the gap exchange linebacker, number 13, Brendan Mack, he made a good play, open field tackle on Cade. If he doesn't make that tackle, there's nobody else out there. Kind of fooled everybody else. But Mack with a great open field tackle and a negative play on 1st down. And, that's something that's kind of haunted our drives a little bit when we haven't had success is losing 1st down. And see if we can make it back up here.
Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. Line of scrimmage is the Angleton 40. Spradling fakes to Sowersby. Play action, looking in the direction of Day. So the ball's intercepted, but I don't think he was in bounds. They're discussing it. Hightower saying it was an interception. No, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, and it was a design back shoulder, but they rolled to cover 2, so the corner was kind of trailing, knowing that he had help over the top. And so you see right there, actually, great job by, he's bobbling it, I think, but it was a great job by Brody of kind of playing defense there.
Spradling's going to check out. Knutson back in at quarterback for Smithson Valley on this 3rd and 12. Knutson's got 2 receivers near side. Drop back, looking, feeling pressure, steps up into it. Knutson will put the ball away, get out across the 35, down to around the 31-yard line. He'll be stopped shy of the 1st down as Caden Edwards makes the stop for Angleton.
Yeah, and I think he just picked up just enough for Smithson Valley to maybe go for this thing right here. It was a great job. He stepped up in the pocket, scrambled, and committed to the run, got run down from behind, but picked up about 8-9 yards. And so Smithson Valley in that no man's land is going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th and 4. Once again, Knutson at quarterback, 3 receivers.
Should be a free play.
That should be a free play. As Angleton moved, the pass.
They're saying he caught it.
He
Holy
caught it.
cow.
He did come out. How did Brody Day get that football? He pulled it in at the 15-yard line.
What a catch, but that should have been a free play. It shouldn't shouldn't have been necessary. They were in the neutral zone, and neither ref threw the flag, so we kind of threw it up thinking it's going to be a free play, or else we wouldn't have snapped it. But let's see this replay here by Brody. Just an unbelievable catch. Goes up, high points it, mosses him, gets 1 foot down, one-handed. The guy's grabbing his other arm. Just an unbelievable job by Day.
Line of scrimmage is the 15 at 1st and 10. Knutson, the handoff. This is Sowersby. Sowersby spinning into the end zone. Touchdown, Smithson Valley.
What an open field move. They kind of bottled up Sowersby this whole game and committing numbers to the run. That time we blocked it really well. He had one man to beat in the safety, and he juked him out of his shoes. And what an enormous third down conversion catch by Brody Day. And then next play, we get a little momentum, and Sowersby does his thing, and Rangers on top, about to be 14-0. Finally, the offense is paying off the great work by the defense so far.
Great job, great field vision that time by Sowersby to find the opening as Amaya adds the extra point. 2:05 remains here before halftime. Smithson Valley extends their lead now, 14-0 over Angleton. Back with more in a moment here on the Rangers Network. So back with you now in McLean Stadium here on the campus of Baylor University, and once again the Smithson Valley Rangers take advantage of great field position and put the ball in the end zone to extend that lead to 14. Maya getting set to kick this off from his own 40-yard line. And once again, we may have seen the Smithson Valley offense starting to find those wrinkles in where they can execute and how they can get by that Angleton defense.
Yeah, and as we have another little bloop kick here.
And by one to the up net at the 20. Knocked out at about the 25-yard line goes Jason Sanders. And that's where Angleton will go to work once again, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I mean, Angleton's defense, you have to give them credit. They're playing – they're doing everything they can to keep Angleton in this ball game. I mean, their offense has had 6 straight 3-and-outs and not had a first down yet, and yet they've held Smithson Valley to only 14 points. And every time Smithson Valley's gotten the ball, it seems like they've gotten in plus territory. So Angleton, but there's only so long that they can keep that up, and finally the Rangers seem to be breaking through a little bit.
From their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10, to give Shockley across the 25 down to around now, call it the 27-yard line. Where he'll get that, it'll be 2nd down, gain of 5.
Angleton's got to be a little careful here. Go in a hurry up. This is where last week Flower Bluff tried to do it and get one right before half, and we got a pick 6. And so the Ranger D-line can get some penetration. Secondary, they're ball hawks back there. Mentioned
Jammer on the previous carry. It's 2nd and 5. Daron puts it away. He'll get the first down and more as he gets across the 35 down to around the 39-yard line.
And that scramble gives them their first down of the ball game.
Barrow in on the stop that time for Smithson Valley. Move the chains.
Doesn't look like they're using a timeout, so even though they've got 3 left, but, so clock goes under a minute, 15 seconds left here before the snap.
Quick out, pass complete. It's number 85, Wesley Jackson, hauling that in at his own 45 before he's driven out of bounds. Colton Hornsby.
Yeah, first time we've called his name. Now, he had a big game last week versus LaPorte on that drive to get to really, they were down 8 points in that drive to go down there and go for 2 and tie it up. He had 3 or 4 big catches, including the touchdown, I believe, and so Rangers have bottled him up so far, but he's a playmaker on the outside.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Pass once again complete to Jackson across midfield and into Smithson Valley territory. It's Liam McGee.
Yeah.
Runs him out.
Coach Worsty's right there telling McGee, you've got cover 2 over the top, squat on that and undercut that and pick that thing off. He's got Davila over the top, so I don't know if they go back to it, but McGee's going to be much more aggressive and see if he can step in front of one of those things.
From the Ranger 49, 1st and 10 for Angleton. Pass downfield, incomplete. McGee on the coverage of Wesley Jackson.
That's exactly what they were counting on right there. They ran that little speed out 2 plays in a row and completed it. Now they tried the out and up, thinking that we were going to jump it and get up underneath it, but we had safety help over the top and cover 2, and so both guys read it like a book, and so it'll be 2nd and 10 with exactly 1 minute left before half.
Garone rolling left. Pass, they're going to say he caught it? I believe so. Be caught by Jackson.
And they're going to use a timeout, so it'll be 3rd and 5. They stop the clock, 52 seconds left.
Timeout. Angleton. They're first of the half.
Yeah, I guess at this point what they're looking for is definitely get some points on the board and make things a little bit more respectable going into the halftime locker room.
Yeah, I mean, again, they've gotten 2 first downs on this drive, and that's 2 more than they've had in the first 6 series. And so even if they don't get points here, I think that, maybe they're going into halftime saying, hey, guys, now we're kind of rolling a little bit. Again, if they can close out the half here with putting points on the board, I know Smithson Valley gets the ball coming out in the second half, but if they can put some points on the board, it's going to go a long ways for the way they feel when they head into the locker room for halftime.
Line of scrimmage is the 44-yard line. It's Smithson Valley 44 for Angleton, as they're facing a 3rd and 5 now, and as you mentioned, with under a minute left. Still have 2 timeouts left here in the half. Wildcats, 2 receivers far side, the single receiver, that being Wesley Jackson, to the near side. Garone looking in his direction. Rolling out, trying to lead Jackson. Pass intercepted!
Davila again, man. He's a ball hawk.
Diego Davila, 2nd interception in as many weeks.
Yeah, and with only 45 seconds, I know you have all 3 timeouts, but you got the ball on the 6-yard line. The chances of you going, 94 yards and punching one in, you've had an outstanding half, haven't made too many mistakes. I would bet the Rangers will probably just run this ball and run out the clock, knowing they get the ball coming out in the second half. Hey, let's not make a mistake that gives them a shot of life before halftime. So maybe if on the first down we bust a long one on a run, then maybe we use a timeout and start trying to get into field goal range. But I don't know, maybe my dad will prove me a liar and take a shot. But my guess is we'll probably just run this thing, take it into half up 14-0, knowing we get the ball coming out in the second half.
That was interesting. I think the pass just underthrown on the previous play, and Davila was right there where he needed to be. And I think you're right. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to kneel it out here.
The snap. There is the knee.
Yeah, Angleton doesn't look like they're using any timeouts, and the game clock is underneath, actually 1 second ahead of the play clock, so we don't have to run another play unless Angleton wants to use some of its timeouts.
Well, we'll check on that. No scoring till this quarter, this second quarter. 8:31, a 3-yard touchdown pass to Brody Day to get the Rangers on the board first. 15-yard touchdown run by Brad Sowersby. Extended that lead to 14-0. And that's where we sit right now going into the halftime locker room. That's halftime. And our score from the state semifinals, Smithson Valley 14, Angleton 0. We'll be back with second half action in just a moment right here on the Rangers Network. Well, with Brian Hill, Roland J. Grease in McLean Stadium on the campus of Baylor University here in sunny Waco, Texas in mid-December. That's kind of par for the course for this part of Texas, where the Smithson Valley Rangers are up 14-0 over the Angleton Wildcats in this state semifinal contest. And we're just about set to get things started here in the second half, and we do, as a matter of fact, as Smithson Valley will have the football first to start the second half.
Yeah, and this is why you defer, right? You know, get some momentum in the first half and then try to capitalize and build off of that by getting the ball first coming out. And so, you know, obviously Rangers up 2 scores, would love to go on a drive here and make it a 3-possession ball game. So big drive here for Angleton's defense and a big drive for the offense. See if we can stretch this into 3 scores.
Well, Brian, let me ask you, for Smithson Valley, what would you see them needing to concentrate on here in this second half?
I think Angleton's going to be excitable. They're going to start blitzing. They're going to try to make things happen with their offense struggling, create some turnovers. And so just handling all the different funky stuff that they're going to do and play your brand of football. 1st and
10, 25-yard line. That is the Smithson Valley 25. Spradling, that was a nice move. He'll get ahead and get 5. He almost faked the pitch and kept it himself and ran over the right side of that line to gain 5. And it'll be second and, well, they're going to call it 4. Going to give him 6 on that carry.
Spradling's still down. Hopefully it's just a cramp and not an ankle or a knee or something like that. So that's Spradling right there. But
oh, man, that is rough to see. I tell you, we certainly hope the best for him. Well, the good news is he's up. Walking off, albeit a little gingerly, but certainly hope he's okay and able to return to this game.
Yeah, I mean, you're hoping it's a cramp and he gets over there and gets some hydration and maybe some pickle juice or something and he's able to go. Hopefully it's not, sprained or ankle or anything like that could hamper him and keep him out of this game. And if we're fortunate enough to win, obviously next week he's been such a big part of both offense and defense.
Absolutely.
And so hopefully it's just a cramp and he's going to be okay.
2 rushing touchdowns last week, 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception for a touchdown. The list goes on and on for Cade Spradling. But Ty Knutson now checks into the game at quarterback on this 2nd and 4. Knutson to give Soursby across the 30, down to around the 34-yard line. Before he's met there, Caden Edwards on the stop for Angleton. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
It looks like Soursby kind of landed on the ball. Hopefully he just got the breath knocked out of him a little bit. Pretty decent run, picked up another 3 or 4 yards, bringing up a 3rd and short. But, this is typically Cade Spradling time on 3rd and short with Cade running the ball and gaining an extra blocker with the running back. But so we'll see how Smithson Valley handles this 3rd and short without Cade in there.
It is 3rd and 1. Line of scrimmage is the Smithson Valley 34. And that line lines up tight. They give Soursby straight ahead. He'll have the 1st down as he bangs out to the 35 before he's met there and wrestled down.
And again, they're gambling. Angleton is gambling. They're trying to make something happen. So there's a double inside blitz right there. Again, good job by Soursby avoiding it. But if he gets past that guy, safeties are at linebacker level. So if we can ever break through that first initial, push by all their guys up on the front, then we can break off a long run. But we just haven't really been able to do that other than Cade's that got called back. And so hopefully we can get one of those as the second half moves on.
Miller and Brody Day go flanked out to the far side for Ty Knutson on this 1st and 10. Ty to give Soursby. He'll be wrapped up and thrown for a loss. He's ridden out of bounds. On that stop, Camden Brown, among others. Also, Camarion Nash from his defensive end position making the stop.
Yeah, and they're loading up the box. And, Brody has had some success on the outside, so we're going to have to go back to that eventually. They're putting 8-9 guys in the box trying to stop the run and getting some one-on-one matchups outside, and Brody has made some big plays, so we're going to probably have to go back to that to try to soften these guys up a little bit and get some of these guys out of the box.
Loss of 1 on that play as Soursby and P.K. Miller go flanked out to the far side on this 2nd and 11. Knutson looking in the direction of Day. Penalty markers, they're going to get Angleton for pass interference. And the defender just doesn't believe it, Maurice Hightower.
Yeah, we ran like a sluggo, a slant and go, and then as Brody makes his double move, the guy just kind of grabs onto him. And
pass
then
interference, defense.
And then can't believe it.
1st down.
That he got called for that. So 15-yard penalty, and Smithson Valley have first set of downs.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the 2nd time Hightower's been called for something from his defensive secondary position for Angleton this afternoon. Miller, Day out to the far side. Baker to the near side on this 1st and 10 to give Soursby across the 45, the 50, still on his feet across the 45 and down around the 43-yard line, and that may be exactly what you were saying. Just get past that first line and get into the secondary.
Yeah, we finally were able to get outside of the little twist game. You see right there, I don't know if y'all can see it. It's on the replay of the Jumbotron here. They ran that little twist, and that time they guessed wrong, and they had 2 guys in the backside gap, which allowed Sowersby to get that cut. And, after getting a penalty, first down on a penalty, another first down on a run. So Ranger offense past midfield.
From the Angleton 43, it's 1st and 10. Knutson looking over to the sidelines right now. He's got Miller to the near side. Day to the far side. The give, Sowersby trying to make something happen as he's trying to work his way outside. To be grabbed and dropped by Landon Miles.
Yeah, really impressive play by Miles. We had it blocked up really well. You can't get a hat on everybody when you hand it off to the running back, and so the safety's unaccounted for. Number 1, Landon Miles, and we had everybody else blocked up. We had the edge sealed off, and he came down, much like we talked about Davila early for Smithson Valley's defense, making a tackle for no gain at the line of scrimmage. That's an impressive play by a safety.
They got Sowersby for a gain of 1. 2nd down, 9 yards to go from the Wildcat 42. Knutson on the delay to Sowersby. He'll get a couple. Great call. Defensive pursuit was there, though, that time to hold him for a small gain. Ryland Brown in on the stop. As a matter of fact, they're going to give him another gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 8. As a break huddle. Day and Miller, wide receivers. Is 3rd and 8. Knutson looking in the direction of Day. He goes for him. Overthrows his intended receiver. I believe that was Kasenjammer back defensively for Angleton. And if that name does sound familiar, we were talking about this, Brian, relatives of Quentin Jammer, who also came to Angleton High School.
Yeah, from Angleton, and obviously he had an incredible career at Texas, and so his sons are now playing for his alma mater, and they are very good players in their own right.
Amaya on to punt this thing away. He does. Take a Ranger roll and go out of bounds at the Angleton 12, and that's where the Wildcat offense will come to work. 1st and 10. I look down, trying to look at that middle linebacker position to see if there's any chance that Spradling would return. He doesn't appear to be in there right now. Guess he's being attended to. In some part, it was trying to spot him on the sidelines, but didn't see. There he is. Yeah, he's trying to run it off.
Trying to run it, so they got that ankle taped up. So unfortunately, it was not a cramp. It looks like something, ankle sprain. Hopefully, he's okay and he'll be able to go back in, because obviously that's a big blow at the quarterback, but also at the linebacker position. 1st
and 10, the pitch. Great tackle that time. That was Piegler over to make the hit on the running back, Jamarcus Shockley.
Yeah, great job of coming off the edge by, I think that was Howe, forcing it back inside. And then great inside-out pursuit, running their alleys by Piegler and PK from their safety spot.
So no gain. Yeah, Piegler right there, as you see on the replay. PK Miller as well. 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. They got 2 receivers either side. Pass is complete on the far side across the 20, down to around the 24-yard line.
A little tunnel screen there, trying to just get some of it back to make it a 3rd manageable, which they did, so they picked up 5. So we got 3rd and 5 here.
Jason Sanders with the reception that time. Been relatively quiet this afternoon for Angleton. It's 3rd and 5 now for the Wildcats. Line of scrimmage, 0 and 24. Once again, 2 receivers either side. Quick out once again, Sanders makes the reception, wrapped up there though at the 30-yard line, and on the stop, Reed coming over to get him. That was number 15, Philip Smith.
Yeah, Smith playing that outside linebacker position while Spradling still gets worked on the sideline. And they pick up just enough for that first down. And so barring that last drive of the half and kind of 2-minute situation, kind of their first normal drive first down of the ball game.
Rowe now under center. There's movement. This is going to back it up.
Yeah, center snapped it, but he didn't mean to, and it's interesting that they blew that dead. I mean, when he snaps it, it's a live ball, so I was thinking maybe that they would just call that a fumble, but illegal snap there. It's going to set them back, and again, that's not good for an Angleton offense that wants to run the ball. They need to be ahead of the chains, and so 1st and 15.
Yeah, center Charles Jones that time with a false start. As they come in, they've got 4 receivers. That's their offensive look now on this 1st and 15. Their own quick out, pass complete, Shockley. Down to around the 28-yard line is Hornsby over to make the stop.
A good rallying pursuit by the Rangers. Outside linebacker Hornsby, safety Davila. Peegle was over there. Woods from his DN spot, you see, coming into the screen, and so held him to a minimal gain, 2nd and 11.
Gain of 4 on the play as Derone looks over to the sidelines. 2 receivers far side, single receiver near side. That's where the ball goes. Pass is complete. Kalunga wrapping up the receiver, Wesley Jackson, just across the 30. They mark this at about the 32-yard line, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, and so often they've completed a few of those now, and against other teams, Coach Worsty and his defensive crew adjust and start rolling cover 2 so we can squat on that. But with the way that Angleton runs the ball, we have to commit safeties to the box. So we'll allow them to have those 4 or 5 yarders on those long yardage situations.
3rd and 6 now for Angleton. Derone dropping back, feeling pressure, gets out of it. Decides to run, and it'll be chased out of bounds by Smith at about the 35-yard line, well shy of a 1st down.
And again, just great coverage downfield. There's nowhere to go for him. So he drops back, had pretty decent protection originally, and then Barrow comes in and forces him out of the pocket. And then he's trying, he's keeping his eyes downfield as he's scrambling, trying to find somebody, but great coverage on the back end by our safeties and corners. And then we rallied up and forced him out of bounds for no gain. So a big stop for the Ranger defense after the Ranger offense had to punt.
4th and 5, and Derone stays in to punt. Davila standing back at about his own 30-yard line. It's probably the best punt of the afternoon thus far for Derone, as Davila will handle it across the 35. Davila turning the corner in midfield. Davila across the 35, that being the Angleton 35, and once again the Rangers are going to have good field position.
Yeah, each time they've punted, we've tried to get over to that wall. We've tried to get it across the field. We haven't been able to do it. It's always been one guy that has kept us away from doing it. That time Davila gets it, and our blocks are set up perfect, and he's able to make a move to get over there. Then we got the convoy set up, and so huge return. Ranger offense, again, sound like a broken record. 3 and out by the defense. Great special teams play, and now the Ranger offense is trotting out there at the 31-yard line. And Cade Spradling's back in the ball game.
That's the good news. Cade Spradling back in the ball game for Smithson Valley.
You know it'd have to be something real bad to keep that man out.
Oh, he's just his mindset is incredible. 1st and 10. Spradling, he said, you know what, let me show you how good this ankle is. He bangs out across the 30 down to around the 27-yard line. Big run that time by Spradling.
Yeah, quarterback stretch into the boundary. Had some receivers to the field, make him remove a guy, and then add a blocker with your fullback that's in the backfield. And pretty decent pickup on 1st down, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Even a field goal here is big, stretching that into a 3-possession game against an offense that has been struggling against our defense and not really a prolific throwing team. So even if we can just get a field goal here and make it a 3-possession game, it'll make it a lot more comfortable for the Rangers.
Haugen Day out to the far side. Baker lined up tight on the near side. Here's a handoff. Soursby across the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. Ryland Brown in on the stop for Angleton.
Starting to get a little movement up there by the offensive line. Early on, they were Angleton's defense fresh and was very, bringing a lot of pressure. They're still doing that, but we're kind of getting sorted out, whether it be adjustments on the sideline or adjustments at halftime. That time we picked up the Mike Backer on a blitz. We picked him up clean, and we were able to get that cut for about a 6-yard gain. So we got a 3rd and 1 here, and this is, typically Cade Spradling time.
Line of scrimmage, the Angleton 22-yard line.
Looks like confusion. We're going to have to take a timeout here. There was some confusion, play clock running down, so we're going to take a 1-second timeout.
Timeout, Smithson Valley. They're first in the second half.
And I tell you what, with that timeout, let's take one as well. 2:48 remaining here in the third quarter. Smithson Valley 14, Angleton nothing in the state semifinal game right here on the Rangers Network. Brian Hill and yours truly, Roland J. Reese, here on the campus of Baylor University. McLean Stadium is where we are on a sunny December afternoon. Still sometimes got to pinch myself, although we've seen many Decembers just like this in our area of Texas, Central and South Texas. 3rd and 1 is the situation for Smithson Valley right now. Line of scrimmage is the Angleton 22-yard line.
We're in a pro set, got a tight end and a fullback.
Play Haug in motion. Spradling the keeper. Spradling will get the first down before he's tripped up by Rylan Brown.
I think he's going to be about half a yard short. So interesting by Coach Hill here. A field goal makes it a 3-possession ball game, but it's only about half a yard. And so this is a big play. It looks like the offense is going to stay out there. So
from where I was looking, it looked like he had it. But
no, we are going to kick the field goal. I mean, I think that's a good move. Have a potential to go up 17-0, 3-possession ball game. You know, your defense is playing extremely well. Don't want to give them any momentum by having a 4th down stop. And so see if Amaya can bang this through and make it a three-score ball game.
Camacho will hold for Trent Ayala.
Yeah, we took a little too long making that decision, so play clock was running down, so we used another timeout to avoid the five-yard penalty.
Hey, is everybody on 12 now?
Absolutely we are. Let me make my dial here. Okay, 2:03 remains here in the third quarter. Smithson Valley 14, Angleton nothing. We'll be back in just a moment right here on the Rangers Network. Back with you now on this 4th and 1 for Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is the 22-yard line. This will be spotted at the 29, so a 39-yard attempt by Amaya. 0 for 1 this afternoon on field goal attempts. It's down, the kick is up.
Missed it, pulled it.
And this one goes wide once again. So Rangers turned away with no points on the scoreboard with under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. They're going to have to call on the defense once again to stop this Angleton offense.
Yeah, and that was going to be a big one right there. A three possession game. Time running out in the third quarter and defense playing really well. So, would have loved to make that 17-0 there, but nonetheless, Ranger defense trotting back out there and see if they can do what they've been doing all afternoon.
From the 22-yard line, that being the Angleton 22. True receivers far side for quarterback Bryce Garone here on this first down. Nealon lining up as a tight end. Here's the handoff straight ahead. This Zechariah jammer, as he'll get the football out to about the 25-yard line. Give him a pickup. Give him a pickup of about 2. They may mark this back at the 24, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, good to see Souza back in there as well. He's got his ankle taped too, so we got some guys a little bit banged up, but that's a false start.
There you go, and I tell you, that has been the Achilles heel for Angleton this afternoon.
Offense, number 59, 5 yards, second down.
It's about the 3rd or 4th false start call they've had on their offense.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it the last time it happened. Really getting behind the chains really hurts this offense. It's not a super explosive offense where they can pick that back up with just a 7 or 8 yard little passing route. And so their offense works much better when they're ahead of the chains. And now it's going to be 2nd and 13. Looks like they're going to spread it out here a little bit. So we'll see if they put the ball in the air.
2 receivers near side and receiver Wesley Jackson out to the far side. 2nd and 13. Here's the give straight ahead. Zechariah Jammer. Get a couple of tough yards before he's run down there. Caleb Barrow getting up off the bottom of that pile.
Again, just great run defense right there. Souza gets cut, gets up, and still gets in on the play, and then Woods folds back in after setting the edge. When you can make stops with your D-line, you're doing something well. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 10.
Jackson flanked out to the near side this time. As Jerome looks to the sideline for instructions. Got a pair of receivers far side. 3rd and 10. Jerome dropping back. Unloads, has a man across the 40. Ball on the ground. Ball on the ground. I think Smithson Valley may have it. It appeared
to be an incomplete pass is what it should be.
That it appeared the Smithson Valley defender rolled over on it, but you're right. Jason Sanders seemed to have it for just a minute. They're going to call it complete.
Yeah, they're going to say it was complete, and he jumped back on it. So a break for Angleton there. Adavola comes over and lays a good hit into him, and then PK finishes it off and actually forces the fumble. But yeah, I guess he took 2 or 3 steps. That's a bang call right there.
From the 43, 1st and 10. Not this time, as that Smithson Valley defense was waiting for quarterback Durone.
Yeah, good play by Piegler.
That is the end.
Piegler, Hornsby over on the stop, and we've got 3 in the books. We're a quarter away. Our score is Smithson Valley 14, Angleton nothing. We'll be back with 4th quarter action. Our state semifinal game in just a moment here on the Rangers Network. Brian Hill, Roland J. Reese with you here on the campus of Baylor University, McLean Stadium. State semifinal action. We're down to the final 12 minutes. And Smithson Valley holding on to a 14-0 lead over Angleton. 2nd and 10. Durone dropping back, unloads, pass incomplete. He was looking in the direction of Caleb Jammer. The ball sailed back out of bounds. Spradling back. Also Liam McGee back for the Rangers. That'll bring up a big 3rd down. 2 receivers either side for quarterback Bryce Durone. 3rd and 10, lone back in the backfield with him is Jamarcus Shockley. Durone gets the play in from the sidelines. Here it is on a 3rd and 10, feeling pressure. He unloads in the direction of, nobody. He was looking at Wesley Jackson, but Jackson was still cutting in when Jerome threw out. That'll bring up a 4th down, another big stop for the Ranger defense.
Yeah, and they just let big number 99, Justin Roberts, go. Miscommunication up front, and we had good coverage again on the back. And you see Justin comes through, puts pressure on him, wisely pulls up, don't get a penalty.
And a quick kick by Durone. This one will take a Wildcat bounce, still down at about the 15-yard line. And that's where the Ranger offense comes back to work, 1st and 10, with their first offensive possession of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Rangers need to go on a drive here. I think that if they can extend this to a 3-possession lead with as well as your defense is playing in the style of offense that Angleton has, who's not really built for those large comebacks. They've come back a number of times the last 6 weeks, but it's been 1 possession. So if you can extend this to three possessions in the fourth quarter, it's going to be real tough for them. So big drive here for both teams.
Here comes Spradley. You want to know his value, just one of the numbers as he's contributed on both sides of the football. With 29 carries, 252 yards, that's over the last 2 games, rushing the football, and that's your quarterback. 1st and 10, and here he goes again. From the 15 across the 20, down to about the 25-yard line. Nice run before Camden Brown brings him down.
Yeah, a little quarterback counter there. Again, had 3 wide receivers, so got some guys out of the box. Quarterback counter, and got an injury timeout. PK down there. Hopefully just a cramp with him. Kind of having some Rangers here that, they're lifting up his leg, so that's a good sign that it's just a cramp. Obviously, he's playing both ways too, and so he's been out there for a lot of snaps, so he's just cramping.
So they'll attend to PK Miller. Big game for him, especially on defense this afternoon thus far. Still a long way to go here in the fourth quarter. 11:25, and Smithson Valley with a 2-touchdown lead over Angleton.
Yeah, and 2nd and 1. Brody has had success on the one-on-one matchups on the outside, and you would expect in a short yardage situation like this you might get a one-on-one. So it'll be interesting to see if we maybe take a shot here. At the same time, you don't necessarily want to maybe give them any momentum and have a turnover or sack or something like that. So, but at some point you'd like to think that they would go back to Brody in that one-on-one matchup we've had success with so much in the first half.
Well, good sign is Miller's up on his feet, and he's coming to the sidelines under his own power. Should see him a little bit later on in the contest as well. Looks like he should be able to return. 2nd and 1. Day out to the far side. Baker, tight end, lined up on the far side as well on this 2nd and 1. Spradling, he'll keep it himself. Spradling gets the first down across the 25 down to about the 26-yard line.
And you got to give credit to our offensive line, man. They are bringing the blitzes. They got 2 guys walked up in the A gap, and they're bringing 6 guys every time. And our guys up front are doing a great job of picking that up and allowing our backs to get to the second level. I keep waiting for us to make that safety miss and really break off a log one. But I'll tell you what, their little rover safety, Rylan Brown, number 0, has made a lot of tackles. When we have been able to get past that initial blitz, he's been right there. So I've been impressed from safety play from Brown.
1st and 10 for Spradling. He says he's going to keep it again. He'll get out to near the 30-yard line.
And there's Brown again from his safety spot coming up and taking a tackle. Blocked it well up front, got it all the way down to the safety, but a solid pickup on first down. Just methodically moving down the field, keeping that clock running and not turning the football over.
Trayvon Latimer from his safety position for Angleton with the stop after a gain of 3. Also some help, number 0, Rylan Brown. It'll be 2nd and 7.
We're gonna have to hurry a little bit. We only got 6 on the play clock.
Spradling calls for the football. Hand off to Soursby. He'll be wrapped up and thrown for a loss. Good defensive pursuit that time. Coming over, that was Caden Edwards from his linebacker position to make the stop.
Yeah, again, just another blitz, and it's tough. I mean, they're gambling. Look, they're bringing double A-gap, twisting blitzes and stuff like that, knowing that we're probably running the ball and trying to take some time off the clock and whatnot. And so that time he was able to get through. But again, I keep saying if we're able to get outside of that, and I think that's what the offensive staff is thinking, man, if we just get outside of that, they got nobody left. But that time he was tackled for loss, so 3rd and long.
Hagen Sowersby to the near side. Dave to the far side on this 3rd and 11. Spradling tries to caught himself. Ball on the ground. It's picked up. Taken into the end zone for a touchdown by Camden Brown. And just like that, we've got a ball game.
That ball definitely comes out.
Now on to try the extra point, Ivan Rodriguez. The snap.
Oh, almost blocked it. Missed it.
He missed it. That's big. That is big. Missed extra point. That may come back to bite him. So with 9:07 remaining in the ball game, our score now, Smithson Valley 14, Angleton 6. We'll be back with more action in a moment right here on the Rangers Network. And a recovery by defensive tackle Camden Brown, senior defensive tackle, we might add. He rumbles the ball into the end zone to give Angleton their first points of the ball game. Extra point missed. And with 9:07 remaining in the game, our score, Rangers 14, Wildcats 6. So we're going to see if Smithson Valley has an answer to those points put on the board by Angleton.
And we got everybody uptight just in case they want to try some trickery.
This one rolls into the end zone. Be a touchback, and Smithson Valley will have the football. The defensive side of the football has certainly looked dominant this game.
Yeah, they sure have, and
the offense, you just would have hoped to see a little bit more output, I guess, or at least more points. Not necessarily the output. The offenses look good.
They have at times. It's been tough to string things together. Angleton, they're a really good defense, and on top of that, they're taking a lot of chances, and so right when you think, okay, we've got a couple first downs, getting some things in rhythm, all of a sudden it's a tackle for loss for 4 or 5 yards, getting you off schedule because they brought 7 guys, and that time turned the ball over, and their only points of the game come off defense. So it's a big drive for Smithson Valley.
Knutson back in the game at quarterback. 1st and 10, line of scrimmage is the Ranger 25. The give straight away. Sowersby across the 25 down to around the 28-yard line. Landon Miles in on the stop for Angleton.
Man, that was close. We got a shoestring tackle there. Still a decent gain, about 3 yards. But we were real close to busting that thing loose. Pretty good tackle. Angleton, they do a good job of tackling, but picked up a decent gain there, but we're close to busting one, so 2nd and 7.
Knutson talking to Coach Larry Hill, getting the play. Haug to the far side. Now in motion on this 2nd and 7. Give Sowersby once again. He'll be wrapped up for a gain of about 2. Able to make the stop that time. That was Trayvon Latimer. It'll be 3rd down for Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is the 28. They've got to get to their own 35 to pick up a first down. So actually this will be a 3rd and 7. Knutson. The pitch. Sowersby. Pass incomplete as he was looking in the direction of Haug. Now to bring up a punting situation for Smithson Valley.
Yeah, tried a little trickery there. We tried to a toss, and then Sowersby raises up and throws it. Pretty good coverage, takes a big shot, but they weren't super fooled on it. Would have taken a really good throw to squeeze that in there to Haug. But Angleton defense, coming off the momentum of the turnover, goes out and forces a 3 and out. And they're probably going to end up with pretty good field position.
Ryland Brown waits the Tranamaya punt back at his own 39-yard line. And it's 4th and 7. Amaya, this one handled by Brown. 45, good special teams coverage. Diego Davila also in on the stop that time. Briley Bowman, among others.
Yeah, so often, they only had one returner back there, so often we kind of kick it away from that guy so that it tumbles and rolls on the ground. That time it was right at him. So even though it was phenomenal coverage by the kicking team and he didn't gain any yardage after he caught it, you would have liked to see that ball on the ground and roll out for another 20, 30 yards. This is Angleton's best field position that they've had starting out a drive on offense.
Rowan has 2 receivers to the far side on this 1st and 10 from the 44. Here comes a man in motion near side. Rowan rolling out, pass complete at the 45. Breaking tackles midfield into Smithson Valley territory. Goes the Wildcats receiver. And that time it is Wyatt Neeland, sophomore.
Yeah, we had Hornsby out there. It was well covered, but he's just big old strong guy. You see Hornsby jump on his back. He's able to run through that tackle and lower shoulder against PK, and so get a first down.
Here's the pitch coming near side across the 40 down to around the 38-yard line. Trayvon Waddy. And Angleton feeling a little bit of Mo right now.
Yeah, they definitely got some momentum, feeling good. Turnovers can do that, especially turnovers that transition into points. So they're feeling good right now.
Second down for the Wildcats. Derone, quick out. Shockley. He'll get close to the first down. Not sure if he quite got it.
Looks like he's got just enough, so it'll be a first down.
Sosa in on the stop for the Rangers. Yeah, that move does get it. Move the chains. It'll be a first down. Shockley checks out Jackson DeAtley. Now checking in for Angleton. 14-6 our score once again. Smithson Valley has led at halftime 14-0. Give coming near side. That's a big hole that time for Wyatt Neeland, who takes the handoff, bangs down to about the 26-yard line before he stopped.
Yeah, this is what they've been trying to get all game right here is these downhill runs, and first time all game, Ranger defense has given up some pretty big run plays.
1st and 10 for Angleton. Line of scrimmage is the Ranger 26. The handoff once again. Neeland across the 20, the 10, backing his way down to about the 3-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Colton Hornsby.
Yeah, it was well blocked, but also just running through some arm tackles. He's a big old boy. I don't necessarily know where he's been all game, but the last 3 or 4 runs, it's been him, and we're having trouble bringing him down.
3 touchdowns rushing the football for Neeland on the season. Here's a handoff to the outside. Bouncing off of tackles goes the running back, Zechariah Jammer.
Just a little bit short.
Yeah, on this particular drive, we've been seeing the Angleton running backs being able to break out of tackles. And I think it's definitely what's got them to this point thus far. 2nd and goal now. Handoff straight ahead and into the end zone.
Yeah, and with only 5 minutes left and missing that PAT, they're going to have to go for 2. So this would be big right here if the Rangers can hold them out of the end zone on the 2-point conversion and keep the lead.
That was Trayvon Waddy with the touchdown, with 5:08 remaining in the ball game. And our score now all of a sudden is 14-12. A 2-point conversion attempt coming for Angleton. A little bit of confusion. Derone looking in zone. There it is. Pass complete to Wesley Jackson. And with 5:08 remaining in the ball game this afternoon in the state semifinal championship game, we are tied. Smithson Valley 14, Angleton 14. A 3-yard touchdown run by Trayvon Waddy. And a 2-point conversion to Wesley Jackson has us all knotted up at 14 with 5:08 left to go in the ball game. And I tell you, this is the biggest challenge thus far in the playoffs that Smithson Valley's faced.
No doubt we knew it would be. Angleton, they're in the semifinals for a reason. That turnover giving them some life, and then obviously some missed field goals. We could have extended it to multiple possessions. And so right now, 5 minutes left, tied ball game. Rangers getting the ball, and no reason we can't go down and score and win this thing.
Absolutely. Rangers have faced adversity before. Sure, it's no stranger. This into the end zone will be a touchback. Smithson Valley will have the football. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage will be their own 25. They mark this. See who they'll bring in at quarterback. They'll bring back in Spradling. If they'll bring in Knutson like they did last drive.
Looks like it's going to be Knutson. Cage just a little bit banged up, with that ankle running the ball. And so we're going to give Knutson, sophomore quarterback here, in a big drive.
Miller and Sowersby out to the near side. Brody Day to the far side on this 1st and 10. The fake pitch to Sowersby. Knutson rolling. And he's tripped up. Looking to call it, should call it an incomplete pass. Braden Mack over to trip up Knutson.
Yeah, tried to go for the home run right off the bat. Kind of the fake motion. And then we were sneaking Brody up the field. Looked like we had a couple steps. We just couldn't protect long enough to get it done. So incomplete pass on 1st down.
2nd and 10. From the Ranger 25-yard line. Miller, flank to the far side. Got Haugen Day to the near side. And they're 2nd down. Knutson. Quick out intended for Day.
Oh, he had some room too. It looks like he stumbled. And by the time he got his head back up from the stumble, the ball was kind of whizzing past his ear. But we had a little inside slant, inside glance route there. Looked like he was going to be able to catch it and run for at least the 1st down, maybe a little, probably a lot more. Just stumbled out of the cut, got jammed up a little bit, and so 3rd and long. And after 2 incompletions, no time has come off the clock either. So 5 minutes left in the game, clock not moving. Rangers facing 3rd and 10.
And remember, the Rangers are down to 1 timeout here in the 2nd half.
Yep.
A couple of receivers far side and single receiver, that's Day to the near side. Knutson looks far side. Pass. Is it picked? It is picked off. Pass intercepted. And that time Maurice Hightower gets a little sweet revenge.
Yeah, had a one-on-one out there. Tried to throw kind of a back shoulder dart route, and just a really good play by the corner. Comes down with it. Not the end of the world. I mean, that was, he picked it off after about 30, 40 yards. Probably a similar area to where you're punting, but it just adds to their momentum and their confidence. And so with 4:52, Angleton's all of a sudden got a drive to go down and potentially take the lead in this ballgame.
And that's exactly what they're feeding off right now with 4:52 remaining in the game. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Angleton 47. Here's a handoff. Straight ahead across midfield, the 45, and dragging
ball's
the
out.
Rangers
That's a
with
fumble.
him.
That's our ball.
Smithson Valley has recovered. That was Nealon with the carry, and he coughed up the ball. Still no indication from the official. Let's see what this is about.
Ruling on the field is the defense recovered the ball while grounded. First down, Smithson Valley.
There we go. There's a call we were waiting for.
Yeah, and you can see on the replay, definitely was a fumble. He's fighting like heck to keep his feet moving. And then Piegler comes in and rips it out right before he gets on the before he goes down. Smithson Valley's got life now. Better field position than when they had it previously, and now the momentum's back on Smithson Valley's side a little bit. Just an absolutely huge heads-up play by Piegler to rip that football out. And Rangers, I believe, get their first turnover of the ball game. Angleton hadn't turned the ball over. See if the Rangers can capitalize. Cade Spradling's back in at quarterback.
1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is the Smithson Valley 43-yard line. 4:43 remains in the ball game this evening. The handoff. Trying to find something to the outside is Sowersby. He may get one. He's in on the tackle that time. Christopher Porter for Angleton.
Looks like Angleton's going to take a timeout. No, referee stopped it. Their safeties, their helmet came off, and so he's got to come out.
He's got to come out. Yeah, he'll have to come out for a play.
Clock should start rolling again once the ball's set.
There it is. They're setting it at the 44-yard line, and there goes the clock. 2nd and 9. Haug and Piegler actually out to the far side. Day to the near side.
Oh, man, we had it.
Nothing doing there.
Yeah, we had numbers. We had everything we wanted. But outside linebacker made Carvajal miss. Number 4, Edwards, called his name a couple times. Really good play. We had Carvajal out there, and he just makes a miss right at the last second. He's the one that brings down Cade. Otherwise, we're probably picking up or getting close to a first down. So we'll see what we do here on 3rd and long.
3rd and 9. Rangers have to get to the Angleton 47 for a first down. 2 receivers either side. Cade Spradling. Spradling unloads. Spradling has Day at the 40. Day will be brought down at about the 30, call it 36-yard line. Huge catch that time by Brody.
Yeah, and that was the same play that we tried to do the previous drive when Knutson was in and he was open, but Brody had stumbled. This time he comes out of it clean, and great timing by Cade. And I'll tell you what, just a great strong-handed catch by Day in traffic where there was a defender right on his back and got his hands up in there. Great strong hands by Brody for a huge first down on 3rd and long.
Really needed that. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Spradling fakes the handoff, keeps it. He'll bootleg around the right side, the 30. Spradling to the 15. Spradling in the end zone. Touchdown, Smithson Valley.
What a call. Golly, what a call. That was the same play we ran earlier, and they kind of not lucked into it. It was a heck of a call by the defense, but they had a blitz called, and we actually got tackled for a loss there. But we come back to it. We fool everybody, and Spradling just Iron Man out there with a bum ankle out there outrunning everybody for an absolutely huge touchdown, so the Rangers could take the lead again with 2:56 left in the ball game. Now a big extra point here by Amaya.
Amaya's extra point is good. 2:56 remain in our ball game. Our new score, Smithson Valley 21, Angleton 14. Back with more in a moment on the Rangers Network. Well, once again, Smithson Valley out in front thanks to a Cade Spradling 36-yard touchdown run. And, you know, there's a lot to be said for your field general, the man you put your confidence in being back out there on the football field to lead this team when they're down, try to get that lead back.
And he's not 100%, and you could tell by the way he's running and he's cutting and things like that, but he wants to be out there. Knowing Cade, you'd have to amputate his leg for him to, and he'd still try to probably go back in the ball game. Playing quarterback and linebacker, just a gutsy performance. And now with 3 minutes left, see if the defense can get another stop.
Kickoff coming from Amaya. To the far side, the return to 20. Down to about the 25-yard line. Good special teams coverage that time on Jayshon Sanders. It'll be first down for Angleton at that point. Well, Angleton first and 10 to 27-yard line. According to the scoreboard, they still have their full regiment of timeouts. I thought they had taken one.
It was the injury, or the helmet came off. Yeah, official timeout. Yeah. So they do have all 3 timeouts. Plenty of time, 3 minutes with 3 timeouts, even for a running style team. Plenty of time left.
So first and 10 for Derone and the Wildcats. Feeling pressure, he'll be wrapped up, gets out of that, stays on his feet, the ball's on the ground. And
that's grounding too.
And it's a penalty marker down. That was huge defense that time, or huge defensive pressure by Smithson Valley.
Yeah, Woods got in there immediately. He was able to get away from that, and then he scrambles and he's about to try to throw it away. Ball slips out. Then he just knocks it out of bounds, and so I think they're going to flag him also for grounding.
They should get him for intentional grounding. Let's check
the
this
ball
out.
never, even though he's outside the pocket, the ball didn't get past the line of scrimmage, and so could potentially be a huge loss on the play.
See, we'll get an explanation. Here it comes.
There is no foul on the play.
I guess they're going to say the ball went backwards, and so it was a fumble. It wasn't an attempted pass, but regardless, it went out at about the 11-yard line, so that's a loss of about 15 yards. So it'll be, second and
you got to get to
25.
Temple, for a first down here. Second down. Derone feeling pressure once again, tries to step up into the pocket. Once again, pressure coming.
Hudson Woods.
And he's taken down. Absolutely, Hudson Woods with a big tackle.
And again, you can't say enough about the coverage downfield. Those are coverage sacks because initially he has time to go through his first and second read, but nobody's there. He doesn't want to pull the trigger, and then once he tries to scramble, just outstanding pursuit by the D-line, and Woods able to cap it off there. So about a third and a mile for Angleton here as time is rolling.
Third down, 29 to go. Derone once again feeling pressure. He'll try to roll out of it. Pass.
Incomplete.
No, they're saying it's incomplete.
Yeah,
it's out of bounds.
Close.
That's intended for Nicholas Jackson, senior wide receiver.
Tell you what, that was almost a heck of a play and a heck of a conversion. He lobbed it up there, and looks like he went up for it.
See, he goes up.
His foot was in bounds, but he didn't maintain control.
He didn't have control.
Yeah, he actually did a great job of keeping his feet in bounds, and it was a heck of a throw by the quarterback, but the ball comes out at the end, and he doesn't maintain possession of it, and so that would be an incomplete pass for now it's going to bring up, and they got to go for it, obviously, 2 minutes left, but 4th and 29.
And here it is. Oh, quick kick. He quick kicked to Davila over to make the catch at about the 35-yard line. And with a minute 57 left to go, Brian, a score might just do it.
Yeah, I think a score definitely does it because Smithson Valley is going to run the football right now and make Angleton use its 3 timeouts. So at the very least, even if we don't gain any yards, we can punt, and they'll have to go 90-something yards. But if we can get a first down here, after they start using timeouts, we're get into field goal range, and they have no timeouts. So 2 first downs here wins the ball game and sends you to the state championship game.
There is light at the horizon with a minute 57 remaining in the ball game, and Cade Spradling.
And they're going to bring pressure as much as they can.
Spradling will keep it. Spradling across the 35 down to around the 34-yard line.
Yeah, he's covering that thing up with 2 hands, making sure that because Angleton's trying to rip it out. So pretty decent game, 2 or 3 yards there on first, but Angleton's obviously going to use a timeout, either first one, so they got 2 left with 1:52 left.
They mark this at the 34. And I tell you, we've been treated to an excellent game here this afternoon. We really have.
Yeah, and you know it's going to be. I mean, Angleton knocked off College Station and LaPorte, and College Station, who we know well. Obviously, us being in Region 3 last year, we played that schedule. We know how good College Station is, and so for Angleton to beat them and then knock off their one loss, the team they lost to the one time.
Absolutely.
That's their only loss in the year is LaPorte, and they come back and beat them again last week. We knew that it was going to be a ball game. It wasn't much of one in the first half, but Angleton, true to their form, their last 6 ball games have been only 1-possession games, and they're right here in the fourth quarter battling again. So
Ranger offense back on the field after Angleton burns their first time out of the second half with 1:52 remaining in the ball game. 2nd and 8 after Spradling's gain of 2. Spradling, he's just going to keep it on the ground. Spradling across the 30, down to around the 28-yard line before he's brought down.
Yeah, good run right there.
Angleton.
I mean, it is props to the O-line and Spradling and all those guys when every single person in the stadium knows that we're going to run the football. The defense knows it. Their coaches know it. Our fans know it. Their fans know it. They know we're going to run the football, and we're still able to block it up when they're bringing 7 guys and get a hat on a hat and pick up 5, 6, 7 yards on a run. That's a true testament to the O-line up front, their communication, their technique, and their blocking, and that's the second time out. If Smithson Valley can get a first down here, that should just about do it.
And a tip of the hat to that offensive line of Aiden Fulton and Kyle Gugliotti, Parker Miller, Anthony Acosta.
Yeah,
Hayden Barrett.
What's going to be interesting here, hopefully it doesn't come to it, hopefully we get a first down here on 3rd down, but if it is 4th and short, are you going to try to kick the field goal to make it a 2-score game? Amaya's missed 2 field goals already, so if you go out there and you miss, giving them pretty decent field position, or do you go for it on 4th down and try to end the game? Hopefully that's a moot point. Hopefully we get the first down here on this one.
Here we go, 3rd and 3. Line of scrimmage is the Angleton 29-yard line. Spradling, he'll keep it himself. Spradling has the first down and more across the 20. Spradling brought down at about the 11-yard line. Angleton's got one more timeout.
And you know what I was saying about everybody in the stadium knowing that we're running the ball? Everyone in the stadium knows Cade Spradling is running the football.
Absolutely.
And again, it was well blocked. That's not all Cade. He'll be the first to tell you that was outstanding. I mean, they are bringing both their inside linebackers standing on the line of scrimmage blitzing, and we still pick it up in a gutsy call by the offensive staff. You think short yardage situation, let's just hammer it right downhill. Well, they got so many guys blitzing on the inside that they run quarterback stretch, and Cade can't say enough about his toughness and his character with a bum ankle. 3 straight runs by him to hopefully close this thing out. They used their last time out, and so I'm not a math guy, but I'm pretty sure we can take 3 knees and it be over. There's 1:40 seconds left, 1:39. You take 40 seconds off the clock each time. And so I think that we have to. I think the game's, if we can take 3 knees, I think it's over. But all those coaches, they have printed out sheets beforehand saying, hey, if they have this many timeouts and there's this much time left on the clock, we can either run the clock out or they're going to get the ball back with this amount of time. So looks like we're in the victory formation. So it looks like that sheet said 3 kneels, and we should be good.
Uh-oh, little extra bumping. The clock continues to run now, 1:30 left.
Yeah, Smithson Valley with that 1 timeout left, I would imagine Coach Hill's going to try to milk every second out of this he can. He's going to take a 1-second timeout himself just to get the full 40 seconds off the clock, take a 1-second timeout, or maybe do that after this next play, to take 1 more knee and then burn it all the way down to 1 second.
2nd and 15. As you were mentioning, Spradling just to take a knee, and he does once again. There's nothing Angleton can do about it. We now run under a minute, and it'll be third down as Angleton senses that their season will be coming to an end. And Smithson Valley.
Yeah, we got to take one more knee, but that should do it.
Smithson Valley senses a trip to AT&T Stadium 1 week from today to face Highland Park.
Man, you can't say enough about this team. Missed some opportunities early in the game, had some turnovers, didn't capitalize early, and then all of a sudden Angleton comes out, makes it a ball game, and all the momentum's on their side, and then we come up with a fumble, clutch touchdown, clutch running, and Smithson Valley Rangers are going back to the state championship, and we will see you in Arlington.
We'll see you next Saturday. 11 o'clock kickoff, by the way.
11 a.m. on Saturday. We're the first ball game on Saturday. Hats off to Angleton. They played their guts out. They battled back down 14-0. They had a heck of a season. We can't say enough about the character of this team and the way they battled back. And can't say enough about Cade Spradling coming back from with a bum ankle, and a lot of guys banged up. Not just Cade, but obviously great performance and a gutty performance from him.
You know, Brian, it's been a sensational playoff run for Smithson Valley thus far, and they just got to close it out next week, keep their eyes on the prize, and take home that state title. We'll see you next Saturday. Once again, 11 o'clock kickoff from AT&T Stadium in Arlington as the Smithson Valley Rangers will face the Highland Park Scots for the state title. Our final once again from McLean Stadium here in Baylor University in Waco, Texas. Smithson Valley 21 and the Angleton Wildcats 14.
Go Rangers.
And we'll see you next week.